Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Cam here today, bringing you another episode of our Cities XXL Let's Play Berica. Today we're continuing on from where we left off in the last episode, and starting off over here, we built some more high-tech industry, which as you can see, most of the slots have been filled already. However, there is a population issue. There's just not enough people, which is understandable, and there's a few things I want to do in this episode. As I said, we are going to build an airport probably. I don't know if we'll get started on the holiday destination in this episode, that'll probably be next episode. But we need to deal with the population issue, and what I want to do is I want to have skyscrapers over this side. Because as you see, this is like what I want to be the built up area, and you can just see these very low density houses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change a lot of these out for skyscrapers in this episode. Now the current issue actually is not with skilled or unskilled, it's actually with elites and executives. So if we jump out postcard modes, zoom in here, and what I'm going to do is build some more housing for, Jesus Christ, quite a lot of views. So we need, we don't have the density levels unfortunately. I need, Jesus, that's a lot, seven, I can't even pronounce words. 750,000 for that, and I need like 1,500,000 for different densities. So it looks like we're stuck at this density for a while, which is kind of unfortunate. Again, I would like to build some more skyscrapers. But what I'm going to do is just have a road which sort of... Actually no, it's not really going to work, is it? We could have one coming out of here. Hopefully get some more houses in. If we do this correctly, then we should be able to get a few different houses in. Seeing that, it's not really a lot though, is it? It's not a bad amount actually, and it's just a different street layout as well. I think that's one of the things which this city is lacking, so let's go with that. That's not going to add too many new people, but that pretty much means this area is full unfortunately, which kind of half annoys me. So we're going to have to continue down the peninsula, which is something that I didn't think we'd hit this quickly, but it's just because of all the building we're doing, and I'm trying to make the city a little bit more money. As you can see, we've dropped down from about negative 60,000, we're down to 37,000. If we can trade out high-tech industry, we can make a lot of money. That is a very, very profitable resource to trade out. Manufacturing we need more of, so we're going to gear ourselves more now to high-tech industry in the long run here. So if we go ahead and just add a little bit more decoration, that's this area done. So let's just go ahead and add in the forest. I think that looks a wee bit nicer. It's just different from the normal plain old grid layout we have going on. However, I'm going to start another grid layout here. I do still want to build a stadium down the bottom here though, which will do so much things to do, man, but we'll get around to them eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up, and I'm going to start cutting a lot of parts out just because they are very repetitive. Again, I'm about to place a lot more housing. Now it's a domino effect, and I mentioned the domino effect later, and what I mean by the domino effect is, say if I go ahead and build some offices or high-end industry, that sort of stuff, I have to go ahead and build more housing, then I usually don't build the right amount of housing, so I need to go ahead and build more industry. To also make money, we need to build more industry, so it's literally just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This game isn't like City Skylines where you go ahead and you build like a stadium, take loads of time and really detail it up. You can't really do that in this game. This game really isn't about the detail if you've not learned that already. It's not about the detail. This one's much more about city management and just trying to make city profit really. It's definitely not got the detail factor, that's for sure. That is one of the fundamental reasons why this game is definitely different. In the future I'm going to go ahead and speed these parts up as well and do some post-commentary, because I've never really done much post-commentary in this series yet, and I do feel I need to. One thing I'm going to start to do though on the Berica Island, slowly but surely, is start upgrading some of the land buildings to a high density from medium and low density. Unfortunately I haven't unlocked it for skilled workers yet. I need 150,000 people in Berica, which we're not too far off hitting, and we'll probably hit in the next few episodes. And over time I'll sort of just go ahead and, I guess, replace out low and medium density in Berica with some higher density, and then over in Spartica where we've got some skyscrapers, some high density. I want to just go ahead and make sure we have nothing higher than medium density over there, just because that's a suburban area, and suburbs, you know, they don't really have skyscrapers. I think it just looks a bit silly. And yes, I know I just said that you can't really get too much realism in this game. I want to try and achieve, or make my city at least look as realistic as possible. My high-tech industry is having a problem because they're all trying to compete with each other. They're just having the issue with profitability just because you don't have enough elites. So hopefully if people have elites, as you can see, they're building and their company is doing very well profit-wise. So as that issue sorts out, hopefully we'll have, yeah, we have quite a few to trade now, which is nice to see. That's food industry though, that's not high-tech. So we have one high-tech token. We need to build some more manufacturing though. And we can also go ahead and build some more offices. We can build so much more, but there we go. So we're down now. Everything should be getting filled up with jobs, which is nice to see. And over time, we should get some more tokens to trade. It's literally a domino effect. It is literally a domino effect, which the general satisfaction again, I think we just need to... Ooh, there's not enough police stations. I know why that is, because you're quite a bit away from the other police and fire stations, so that's understandable that you want new ones, and we will build that. The general satisfaction is going to be a bit until we get the tourism area built, I think. A tourism area. But what I want to do now is sort of come away from all that. I want to go ahead and build an airport. Now, a way back in episodes, I think it was about 3 or something, I talked about how in Japan they have cities like this, for example. Well, it's going to be obviously much more densely packed when we get there, but the city has, a lot of cities have artificial islands, which I know this island here isn't artificial. They can't actually make artificial islands in this game, but they have in their bays of the cities, they have artificial islands with airports on them, and that's what I want to simulate here. I could easily go ahead and have a big international airport out by the entrance over here, for example, but I do want to have one quite central to the city. So say for example, like people on business trips, all they're going to do is just jump over into the city via the bridge. So that's what I want to go ahead and do, and that's what I'm going to do. I believe we can only get a small airport on here. We're not going to get a large airport on this island. We can't extend the island just because of the terraforming tools in this game. So for this, we're going to have to go ahead and rotate it and try and get the angle correct. I'm not at all sure which part of the island I actually want to build it on. If we want to build it right over here, I think this would be the best place for it, and then we can have the bridge, we can have a few car parks, maybe a few hotels if we get lucky. Can I rotate it a wee bit more? Unfortunately, again, I don't have that total free choice of angle I have. I can only have it at like 30-degree angles. So this is probably where it is going to have to sit. That's the most efficient way I'm going to get it. Or I could place it there actually. Yeah, we could do that. Or we can always go top of the islands. Not really. Yeah, I think I'm going to tuck it in here. So there we go. So that's going to take a wee bit of time to build. That is going to just cost a lot of money, but what we're going to do is we're going to start off by building a bridge over to this place, and the bridge is probably going to come from here. I'm going to build a luxurious avenue bridge, I think that's the best thing to go for. So after working a lot of different things out, trying a few different bridges, this is the best I'm probably going to get. I might try and redo the angle of the bridge, but this is about the best I'm going to get. Unfortunately, the bridge, I can't have any, obviously, like suspension bridges just because of the height of the bridge. The bridge needs to be quite low. Obviously, planes aren't going to be coming over this bridge to land at the airport, but that's probably the best bridge I'm going to get, and it does still support a good amount of traffic. It's a large avenue. I'm not going to have an expressway, obviously, over there, but that does the job not too bad. So the airport's already getting some use. There's occasionally, I think there's been one plane land here, but so far it is quite quiet. It's got enough people employed, which is good. As you can see, there is all of a sudden 2 planes arrived there. So it is looking nice. It's only got 2 gates, which is a very small airport, hence it's called the small airport. It looks like there's a plane just about to land as well. There's a few different, it looks not bad, but again there's not like customization. I can't go ahead and place some extra props down or stuff like that. But what we are going to go ahead and do is definitely go ahead and jazz this area up a little bit, add in some car parks and that sort of stuff. So what I'm thinking about doing is adding sort of a one-way system in. I've got a few different things which I can go ahead and play around with. It's mainly going to be car parks, which I'm going to go ahead and start off my build with. Alright, so finally after a lot of hoo-hang we have the car park built. So the car park at different heights over here is a bit of an issue, but I mean every single lot has its own entrance, so that's not actually that big a problem. It just doesn't look as pretty as it could, and cars could also just drive off the edge. There's a bit of an issue with, I like how they actually have custom cars in this. In City Skylines for example, you'd have to go ahead and literally just place cars down. Fortunately they have cars already in this, and they're all different as well, which looks really nice. This is a custom mod though, it's not actually part of the vanilla game itself. It does have a wee bit of a loading issue though, just with the game engine again. But that looks quite nice. I think that car park is probably big enough. I could definitely add in some more around the edges. So at another stage we might go ahead and fill this side up with car parks. So I'm really thinking the amount of parking lots we've got, I think it really does justify the size of the airport. I would like to fill up most of this island however, and make it look quite popular, because I mean technically it is connected to the downtown area, which in time itself is going to be really popular. I'm also going to have to think about how I'm going to do transport links for this as well. I probably do want a bus station of some sort, a few lines, maybe some metro. I mean, right now we have one metro line which is doing great, so I could easily go ahead and redraw that and have that come out via the airport quite easily, extend that onto the bottom here and just have that as like the last stop on the line. I would have to go ahead and unfortunately redraw the whole line though. You can't just go ahead and add on a stop. Bus wise, buses it's probably not the best in this situation, that's for sure. But we'll deal with that in a minute. I want to go ahead and start off by building some hotels and also some shops as well. So if we go ahead and jump into commerce and leisure now, hotels even. We've got two different kinds. We can't build holiday hotels because holiday hotels can interestingly only be done in holiday areas. And holiday areas are a little bit different to what I thought they were, so we'll come on to holidays in another episode. Again, I'm doing this thing where I talk about something else that I'm really not doing. But business hotels, we've got a lot of these, and we can go ahead and place them. So there are some high-end ones, like the luxury ones, which we've not got, but there's definitely a few which we can go ahead and build here. So let's get that one in there, that looks quite nice. I'm going to build quite a few. I'm going to go ahead very quickly and start off by building a shopping area though, and then we can build around that. So we build some retail, we're going to build some high-end retail, and we're going to build a very small square area. So if I go for square zoning, go for a 2x2 and then luxurious, or large avenue should I say. Then we build that there. That will only allow for 4 shops, but these shops will be relatively large. And at an airport, I realise you probably don't get... It depends really on what airport you go to. I mean, some airports do have like shopping malls at them near enough, even if it's out with the airport and around the airport, so I guess this could work out. I just want to continue to add hotels in and around here though. Try have quite a few, you know, the similar shape. So that's 3 of them in like that. We've got large motel as well, which we can quite easily go ahead and put in. I just want a different variety. Also got a luxurious hotel, which we can go ahead and build. There's going to be a lot, I'm going to place a lot of hotels around here, so just to make this place look relatively busy. I think that's probably the amount of hotels we're going to get in here, unfortunately though. And then we're just going to add in some motels up the top here though, just for our low-end guests. And I think that's pretty much this area done, bar transport links. That really didn't take long. And the shops still look really nice actually. This looks like a full-on shopping center. It's a large supermarket actually. So, and hopefully all this will actually help bring people out to this area as well, because there really isn't much out here. I should probably build city services and that as well. And for doing that, I'm going to do that actually. I think that's a very good idea. So if I go ahead and build a road coming off here, build it to there. Now this looks a bit weird, I know. Can we build to there and then build alongside? That's been really funny for some reason. Alright, build you to there, then extend you right down here. So we can go ahead and put in like services along here. So going into city services, I realise that there is a fire station actually a part of this. I mean, there is two fire engines it looks like there. There's also some ambulances. I don't actually know if there's a proper fire station. I know there isn't a large airport, but this is only a small airport, so I don't actually think there's a proper fire station. So we'll build one alongside here, and we might have actually unlocked some better ones as well. So we've unlocked the full-on police station, which I need to go ahead and place somewhere. We've got a fire control center, so it's not just a small fire station, it's a fire control center, which is much more gruesome, though it doesn't really have many. You know, I'm gonna put both views in here. I don't really know what the fire control center does. I mean, is it a fire station? Or, because it doesn't look like it really has any place to store fire engines, so I built actually a proper fire station next door to it. Then along with that, we'll go ahead and build a police station as well. I think it's a good idea to have a, because I mean at an airport you're not just going to have a small sheriff's office like we've got in our city so far. You're going to have a proper establishment, and I think that's a good idea. Bar that, we could have a police heliport. However, we need a lot more people for that sort of stuff, and unfortunately I don't know if we'll ever get to that amount of people, so that's some services in there. Now along with that, we're going to go ahead and add in some form of medical. It's going to be just a small medical thing though. See, I have medical institute now, that must be new as well. There's a few new things we've unlocked, so I'm just going to go ahead and build this clinic. It's actually quite a large clinic, but I guess this would just be the airport hospital. I realise airports maybe don't... I don't really know if airports have hospitals. I mean, I know they have medical areas. Probably not as big as that though. But that's built in there. So, back to public transport. If we jump in here and let's go ahead and... What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to actually go ahead and literally replace the metro line that we have and extend it a wee bit as well. Because there's one or two new areas now which I want to go ahead and jump into. We might be able to get the whole one line going an extremely long way, or we could go ahead and build a new line actually. Let's see what we can do here. So I'd build the station here for the metro line. Now the problem is with intersecting roads and stuff like that. So if we go ahead and build you to there, build you to there, have you coming over to here. What I'm thinking about doing, I know it's quite similar to the default line already, but I think this is sort of, it'll help take the strain off the first line we have. Build you to 8 there, then build you up to here, and then we could always bring you right round and you can come, I realise the frame rate's absolutely shocking right now, all the way out here to Spartica, and we can build 2 stations here, one at really each end of the town, which I think would be pretty nice. So yeah, that looks pretty ideal. I don't think I want to go any further. We could always build, I'm going to build a station here, and you'll find out why I built a station here later on, because I think I might go ahead and eventually build a high-end town out here as well. So we'll have the unskilled and skilled workers over on this peninsula, and just along we'll have the elites and executives here. That's sort of crossed my mind now. I've not really said it out loud, but that's a possibility. So that's just got our second metro line in now. It is kind of similar to the first one, however it doesn't go over to TP where all our executives and elites are, and it also adds in 1 or 2 extra stops as well. It goes out to the airport, goes up to Spartica, so hopefully that'll get some use, and so far it's not really getting too much use. The reason is because it's mainly serving unskilled and skilled working areas, and in general they take the bus. So I think we'll leave bus lines for now out to the airport, because I mean it does have a viable connection, the metro. The metro is very good. Now quality of life you're struggling with, which is a bit unfortunate. It needs resources sold business hotel. I understand why out here it maybe wouldn't be the best, but I think it is sort of realistic, so we'll leave it. I do have some area along this road before we go ahead and wrap this episode up, which I can go ahead and build stuff. So at the bottom here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build in a turning area just for vehicles coming down here, because this dead end does look a bit stupid, I will admit. So just, okay, that's not going to work. If we go ahead and do that, and that's just a basic turning area, I guess. It's a really large turning area, but it's a turning area. And then along here, what I'm going to do is build a variety of different things. What I have thought actually is maybe building a dump out here, and I know that sounds weird again, but it's just out the way of where people are living. No one lives on this island. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place some offices along here. Now, offices at an airport, again, not your realistic match, but I think it would help out the hotels, because I think the hotels might struggle out here a little bit. And some offices would kind of make sense, just like the airline offices, for example, the airlines that are based here. If we have Barika Air, for example, they'd have their head offices here. So it does tie in a little bit. So if we go ahead and add in offices, I'm not going to add in too many. We'll just add in maybe 5 or so tiles, 6, 7. I don't want to take too much away from the city, but this bridge is actually getting a bit of use, which is nice to see. And then hopefully over time this airport will give us a good return, basically, because it's not actually costing as much as I thought. It did cost quite a bit to place down though, if I can remember. Not as much as I thought it was going to cost, but it still cost a fair amount. So small airport cost, okay, it cost 900,000, which isn't too bad. Or is that maybe 9 million? I'm not at all sure, they don't have commas there. But with that done, that's the airport pretty much complete. I really can't get much better than this, to be honest. It's the best I can do with what I've got. For Airport Island though, it is pretty cool. I like how it will be right next to the city, so people will be able to get really easy access to it. Anyway, hope you have enjoyed this episode. I know it has been a little bit different. I have gone ahead and added in some post commentary. I've skipped forward some parts, and I'm going to continue to do that in the future. There's a lot of stuff which it's just very repetitive, and I'm going to go ahead and definitely remove some of that. With the airport done in the next episode, I'm not really at all sure what we're going to go ahead and build. What I'm thinking about building is going ahead and doing some holiday areas, or either pursuing more high industry, because I think we need to go ahead and focus on that a bit more, because we just need to make ourselves a bit more money. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.